Hello, my name is Krystle, and I'm the Program Manager for Intel Skills for Innovation. Prior to this role, I taught for 7 years in a junior college in Singapore. As an educator myself, I'm excited to introduce Intel Skills for Innovation and its programs, such as the Starter Packs and the Professional Development courses, to you. Intel Skills for Innovation envisions a world in which students learn and develop the key skills necessary to thrive in the job market of the Fourth Industrial Revolution, while building the cognitive, technical, social-emotional skills required of self-directed learners and creative problem solvers. The job landscape will change radically in the next 4 years. It is projected that there will be 97 million emerging roles, of which roles like data analysts and scientists and AI and machine learning specialists will be in high demand. What we observe is that these emerging roles require a different set of technology skills than those clerical, factory, and customer service jobs that are declining. This is why Intel Skills for Innovation, or SFI for short, focuses on 3 main objectives. Firstly, reinventing the role of technology to improve education system resilience. Secondly, using technology to foster students' higher order thinking and skills development. And thirdly, using technology to apply curriculum concepts and tie them to real-world problem solving. To help bring this vision to reality, Intel has developed the Intel SFI Implementation Framework, which focuses on 7 essential mindsets and skill sets. They are social-emotional intelligence, design thinking, computational thinking, modeling and simulation, data analysis, programming and coding, and AI and machine learning. The Intel SFI Implementation Framework includes a 4-step adoption plan, helpful resources, and a suite of programs that can be easily rolled out. Today, I will be focusing on the Professional Development courses and the Starter Pack activities. Our Professional Development Suite trains teachers to use technology in new and effective ways to prepare students for the jobs of the future. There are 4 levels of Professional Development courses that are designed to meet teachers wherever they are on their technology adoption journey. So whether you are just beginning to integrate technology in teaching or adopting innovative technology solutions in your lessons, there is a Professional Development course that will be useful and interesting for you. We have more than 80 hours of asynchronous content readily available on our Intel SFI platform. Schools all around the world have embarked on the Intel SFI Professional Development courses. Let us look at what teachers and education administrators have to say about the Intel SFI Professional Development courses.
It's really easy to get kind of just in the droning rut of doing the same thing year in, year out. But through the PD, I do feel like I have a good foundation to try new things, and it opens a lot of doors for me to take more risks in my teaching.
This one really was taking the opposite position, where it's like, no, we can actually use technology and it's going to be an effective way to engage students further, to get them more interested in the subjects and to connect with them better. So I think it's just a different way of looking at it, kind of shifting the perspective.
Teachers don't have that time, so any kind of program that can value teachers' time and allow them to self-select and not offend on assuming where someone's starting place is, because teachers are intelligent, accomplished professionals.
It was nice for me to pick an area where I wanted to learn more about, and versus something that I might have already known. I found a lot of the things about data really interesting because I feel like it's an area in education that we don't focus on as much. As educators, we tend to think of test scores and things, which is not at all what the PD was about. It's about teaching kids how to look at numbers and analyze numbers and use numbers.
I feel like my mind works best if I can work at my own pace, where I was able to digest and comprehend a lot more of what I was learning as I went, versus I had to get it all in this week or these couple days.
As a busy teacher, sometimes you just are looking for things that you can learn and try and do right away. That's something that I liked about the PD. I found myself writing down a lot of websites, copying and pasting a lot of things and keeping them in a separate doc, because they're things that I can really use.
Now, let me show you some examples of what educators can look forward to from our professional development courses. In one of the Level 2 courses, teachers will be guided to introduce gamification in their lessons. In this course, teachers are introduced to the elements needed to design a gamified lesson. There are several software recommendations for teachers to try out if they want to design a gamified lesson. In this course example, we guide teachers by breaking down the steps needed to design a gamified lesson using a software called Flippity. Teachers also have the option of sharing their ideas with other educators while completing the course, as you can see from the entries on this Padlet here. This allows educators from all over the world to learn from one another and exchange ideas while going through the courses. To extend the gamified lesson experience, this course also guides educators to build a blended escape room. A blended escape room is a lesson experience based on a mixture of online and paper-based activities that requires students to go through a series of tasks to unlock the next stage to reach a predetermined goal. Teachers are guided systematically from the planning phase to the application of their plans using appropriate software. Escape rooms are just one of the many strategies discussed in the professional development courses to help foster student engagement in the age of digital distraction. Some of you might also be curious about the content included in more advanced levels of our professional development courses. To provide another example, in Level 3, educators are guided to introduce data visualization in their lessons. Educators are also introduced to practical lesson ideas and case studies that they can easily implement in their classroom if they intend to introduce data visualization concepts. On the screen, you will see how educators are introduced to the case study where data visualization is applied to a literature class where they are analysing the text Animal Farm. Using this case study, this course models the 5-step process teachers will go through if they want to introduce data visualization tools in any lesson. This course also shows teachers how a traditional lesson plan without data visualization tools compares with another lesson plan that engages students in data visualization. Intel SFI programs emphasize on the importance of drawing real-world relevance in lesson experiences. As such, the professional development courses provide educators with lesson ideas they can use to make the teaching of skill sets such as data visualization relevant to students' everyday lives. In this course, educators are guided to include teachable moments in a lesson to show how data visualization can be used in an economics and business lesson to draw connections to economic activity fluctuations. Along with the case study, teachers are given even closer guidance as the course provides a sample lesson plan that teachers can use and modify for their own lessons. Tutorials are also linked so teachers can immediately find useful resources that can help them complete the task of creating a data visualization lesson plan. And as with all the courses, alternatives to various software and tools are provided, so teachers have a reliable shortlist of tools they can start exploring from. In all our professional development courses, we have tasks built into the courses to allow educators to check for understanding and apply their learning. While completing these tasks, which include reflections and designing lesson experiences, educators can also view the lesson ideas and learning reflections from educators from all around the world. Completion of tasks, which are marked as certification tasks, will also earn educators a certificate for completing the courses. Next, I'd like to introduce you to the Intel SFI Starter Pack activities. Starter Packs are lesson packages that educators can use with their students to help students build the skills they need for future career readiness. We have a total of 70 Starter Pack activities available. Intel SFI Starter Packs come with ready-to-use materials, including detailed grade-level appropriate lesson plans, presentations, and working files. These lesson activities are designed to guide teachers to provide a hands-on experience with using technology tools to solve real-world problems. For today's session, let me show you 2 of these Starter Pack activities for you to get an idea of how these activities are designed. The first Starter Pack activity I will be going through today is called Coding Macbeth. This is a literature lesson involving the analysis of Macbeth, a well-known play written by Shakespeare. In this lesson, students analyze characters in Macbeth and draw justified conclusions about their character traits. They will also create a chatbot that responds to commands in the same way that a character in Macbeth would respond. Let me show you how the lesson is enacted in more detail. Students will be guided through a literary and textual analysis of Macbeth. Through a class discussion, students will discover some character traits that Lady Macbeth possesses in the story of Macbeth. Typically, traditional classrooms will end the learning experience here, as the lesson objective, which is to analyze the character, has been met. Intel SFI Starter Pack activities seek to extend the learning by meaningfully integrating technology to build essential mindsets and skill sets in students. In this lesson, students are introduced to natural language processing, which is a subcomponent of AI and machine learning. Students are introduced to chatbots, where they will program the computer to automatically read, understand, and derive meaning from natural human language in speech or text. Using a web application called Pencil Code, students start with the base code supplied to them in the working files and are further encouraged to tweak the base code so that the chatbot returns responses that reflect the character of Lady Macbeth. Learners are then asked to test out their code by providing input to their own chatbot on the right side of the screen. They can then continue adding new keywords and responses to refine the chatbot's responses, making it truer to Lady Macbeth's character. Through this literature lesson, middle school students are introduced to natural language processing through a hands-on learning experience with chatbots. They hone mindsets like persistence as they continually tweak their code and apply skill sets related to natural language processing using the Pencil Code web application. Another starter pack activity I'd like to introduce to you today is called Envisioning Safer Cities. This is a geography lesson where students will formulate urban safety solutions that use technology and consider human needs. Students will be guided to use Python and Jupyter Notebook to apply computer vision to photos to detect gender and age. They will also evaluate the applications, benefits, and risks of computer vision and pattern recognition in the context of urban safety. In the first part of the starter pack activity, students will discuss urban safety and its psychological, social, economic, and physical impact on people. In a traditional classroom, the lesson would probably end after this discussion, since students would have shown an awareness of factors affecting urban safety. But in this Intel SFI Starter Pack activity, their learning is extended as students are guided to make links to their real-world contexts by thinking about how real-time surveillance is conducted in urban areas through computer vision and security cameras. Then, students will be introduced to computer vision and the use of convolutional neural network techniques to train security cameras to identify people in photos by gender and age. Students will then be asked to run a Python script and make modifications to the Python working files provided so that the algorithm detects the gender and ages of people in provided photos. Through this lesson, students will deduce ways to improve the provided algorithm by recognizing patterns in prediction ability and develop an understanding of how computer vision for CCTV monitoring and other applications can improve urban safety. We have implemented the Intel SFI Starter Pack activities in several countries. Let's look at what students in Singapore had to say after going through the Starter Pack activities.
What I like about this is that very different from your normal day-to-day geography lessons, as usually at school I would just sit in the classroom listening to my teacher lecture about the geography concepts for 2 hours and then forgetting about everything after I step out the classroom. However, in this session, I managed to comprehend many different geography concepts as there was various activities that I went through. One memorable experience I had was, as a student, I was surprised that I could use technology that a professional uses in daily work to work.
I thought it would be very theory-based, but then I think it was way more interactive than I expected it to be, and I actually learned a lot of things. And I really liked how they taught us how to do simulations with the app.
So when I have more free time, I think I can revisit the program which was provided to us. This will also enable me to learn more in the future about my interest in coding and geography.
Technology can help us understand the geography concepts from a different point of view, step by step. What we did was, by using the QGIS, I was able to understand clearly of how the rising sea level affect different countries, as I had to go through the program step by step by myself.
I think I will definitely use the app in the future more to test out theory content that we learn, because I'm definitely a visual learner, and creating simulations of whatever we learn and whatever we see as words will help me definitely to understand the concept better.
If you would like to browse more starter pack activities and gain access to the professional development courses, you may use this verification code, which provides basic access to our platform.
Once on the platform, you will also gain access to the discussion forum, where you can learn and share ideas with educators from all around the world. There are also community-generated lesson activities for you to browse and get ideas from for your own lessons. So please don't hesitate to start exploring the Intel SFI platform today. Pick a professional development course to start learning from, download a starter pack, and let us know your thoughts on our discussion forum. We'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to find out more about Intel Skills for Innovation, please head on to our website, skillsforinnovation.intel.com.
If you'd like teachers from your institution to have full access to the Intel Skills for Innovation platform and content, or if you have any follow-up questions, please do not hesitate to contact your Intel technology provider.